Hello, God bless. Lee Rice here. I'm in Salerno. Right here, in this position. There's the gym store. There's some people I met in Bruno Cafe right there. I try and start with the positives. I sit here as a writer of 25 years, vintage inquiani, sharing the labyrinth spiritual truth, teaching the bambinis, the children of reality. Again and again and again, after I've been discriminated against and told by the police. In the camp, I've taken a few more beers to try and stay calm for what's happened. While I called it Esperimento sociale, can I sit down? Can I sit down? Esperimento sociale, I try and remember. Posso, sedermi, can I sit down? While yesterday, I was told from exactly this position, right here, while sitting on my backpack, drinking a cafe, drinking a beer, taking one single Coca-Cola, can I sit down? I was told from exactly this position by this many of the police in that position. I've only been here for 5 days now, 5 days. 60 giorni, 5 giorni, right here. Campo de Fury, 60 giorni. I was stopped by the police 4 times, by the police here 4 times in 60 giorni. Each time I defended my position. So this is what's happened right here. In that position that way, the first time I was stopped on the police on the very first night, we had a conversation, hey, laughing and joking. I said, hey, my ex-wife was police. My ex-wife was police. I hope you're okay, Joe. I love you still. I'm sorry. Mi dispiace. Really sorry. I know I made some bad mistakes a long time ago. And if you're still okay, I hope you're really happy. I really do. I still love you in many ways. Pause. So I let many grandi persona know about this, and the first 2 police who stopped me 5 days ago on my day of arrival, after seeing my brother and Ketty, my brother and sister from Barry, I decided to come here. Excuse me. I've run out of filtering them, and I'm smoking and drinking a beer to try and stay calm for the first evidence, Alice, the property that I've shared from this position. And this is what's happened next. So, in exactly this position, while I've sat here for 9 hours today with my guitar away, leaning against the wall, right there, I did exactly the same yesterday and said, I'm not going to play. I've been discriminated against, targeted, profiled, victimized, told you can't sit down, walk away. By first time, on a single police here. Second time, do a police here. Third time, in English too, in English, no, walk away. No, walk away. While sitting here with my guitar case closed and here yesterday, with my guitar away the entire day, and exactly the same today. And then, I sat here today at 2 media, 2:30 p.m, and said, I'll do exactly the same again. I'll be a customer right there in Bruno Cafe, be a customer, and leave a beer in credit. Leave a beer in credit with the Amazon refund I've just received. So I'll buy a beer, sit here, and do exactly the same again. Can I sit here? Can I sit there? And then, in front of grande testimony, witnesses, in front of this position, excuse me, I take a beer here from the mini market in a calm way, non-40 beer, and then I walk to that side and take a beer on credit. I take one small beer, piccolo beer, in a calm way, and sit then on this side and then sit on that side. And then I go to the toilet. And now it's 9 hours. I've done this for 9 hours. No VR. I sat there for a little bit too, took a beer, moved back, sat there again, took another beer. And then on the 3rd time I go for the beer, I walk inside to use the baño. I'm like Problema bagno, toilet, need the toilet, really need the toilet really fast. If I need the toilet, I've got to go. Problem for 20, 30 years, need the toilet, got to go. Where can I go? Where can I go? No, that's closed, Where can I go? Where can I go? And then I go there to take the beer that's already paid for, right there, Bruno Cafe. And then, as I walk back out and sit down, say, okay, I'll sit here right now. 300 people, 300 people sitting around. A grande persona walking around too. Many people walking around. Somehow, under the bright lights of the Tim store right here, right there, every single person, I'm sorry, Mum, I'm sorry, Carl, it's just the truth. This is what happened next. Somehow, while I walked to the opposite side of the street, right there, really sorry, it's just the truth. Somehow, somebody picked up my guitar and backpack. My guitar was leaned against the wall, and my backpack leaned against the wall, right here. And somehow, somebody picked up my backpack and guitar and walked away, while there was at least 300 people on the other side of the street, right there. While I went to the toilet and took the beer I'd already paid for. Right there, on the other side of the street. Hundreds of people moving around, and nobody decided to see, hear or feel that actually happened. After 2 times in this position of being told by the police, you can't sit here, walk away. So now somebody has taken my guitar and backpack, and I'm left in the situation right now with the Amazon refund. Thankfully, I'll have to stay awake again the whole night. I got no mattress, sorry Johnny, stolen already. And during that time too, while I did that, I sat on the opposite side of the street with this right there. There's a bottle I've already drank. I'm not drunk. I've been drinking small beers. I took my first beer at 2 o'clock. So then I watched someone else come over and take the food I bought from earlier. I haven't eaten it all today. 0. I thought I'll buy this sausage, I'll eat that quite soon. But I've been so distracted with what I've been doing, teaching the bambinis visibly. Example, the children can see, it's a miracle. I'm saying, I bambini possono vedere, è un miracolo, Dios bambini, over and over again. And somehow, I can walk from one side of the street as a customer in the bar, cafe, nice guys, on the opposite side of the street, in front of hundreds of people in all of these cafes and bars. And somehow, this light is not on now. Outside the Tim store, right here, this light was on. This light was on. Underneath a bright light, every single person on that side of the street decided either to notice, laugh and joke about it, and let the person walk away. And there was many people facing this way. Hundreds of people facing this way. I calculate at least 500 people were walking past this section in that 2-minute period. In less than 2 minutes. I went inside, took the beer I already paid for, went to the toilet, and was back outside in less than 2 minutes. And in that time, every single person on that side of the street decided, if they were looking, to do nothing at all. 0. Sit around, laugh, nothing at all. 0.000. And now I've sat in exactly this position where I called it 9 hours ago, 9 hours ago, Esperimento sociale, can I sit down challenge? Can I sit here challenge? I've already been told to move from this position by due polizia on due tempo 2 times, to move from this position and that position too. The first time that happened, in that position, I was like laughing and joking with the police. Hey, my ex-wife was police. Love you, Joe. Hope you're okay. And that position passed. That moment passed in that direction, a couple of 100 meters away. I was on the steps. I'm like, fair enough. Abbastanza giusto, fair enough. And then the very next day, on the second day, one single police come up and says, well, you got to put your guitar away. You can't sit there. I'm like, okay, put my guitar away. Say some other stuff too. I'm like, really? Serious? Already? 2 times? I got stopped in Campo de Fury, Rome 4 times in 60 days. 99.98% of the police had no problem at all. And that's the second day. Then on the third day, then I sit in this boys. Now it's the 5th day. Okay. So then on the 3rd day, was there any problems? I don't know. But then the 4th day, okay, so I sit in this position right here, visibly teaching the children, saying, God help the children, if only you could see like they do. Dio bambini. I bambini possono vedere è un miracolo. And I'm saying all of this, and then I'm told to walk away. The police come up and say, no, walk away. And they even do the action, walk away, like this. I'm like, really? Serious? 3 times already? And then, yesterday, I sat here, I decided to leave my guitar away. Completely decided to leave my guitar away. So I leave my guitar away, and when I sit here doing exactly the same scenario, exactly the same scenario, I'm like, ciao Reali, ciao, how are you? Cane da Realza, dog Reali, how are you? Ciao, nice to meet you. Ciao, felici di vederti, spaccio vision. Ciao, spaccio vision. Ciao, bambini, it's nice to see you. Really nice to see you in reality. Eccolo, nice to see you. Oh, Gabbiani, we've done it. Oh, nice to see you, spaccio in view. Super Gabbiani, bambinis. Occhiali per realtà. I'm doing all of this, visibly teaching the children. And I'm told again to stop. With my guitar away. That's yesterday. Guitar away, didn't take it out at all in this position. Left it packed away. Okay, I'll just sit down. And then I change to the opposite side of the street and do exactly the same in the other position, right there at Bruno Cafe. Ciao, bambinis. Spaccio in view. Ciao, occhiali per alta. Spaccio in view. Bella cabella. Or good. People say I'm crazy watching the world's imagine when change up a spelling and break through sound, speaking rapidly. And I'm saying stuff like this over and over again. And then here yesterday, in exactly this position, the police came, not the police, 2 police told them, even though I use Google Translate to translate and say, hey, I'm a writer of 25 years, 25 anni, scriver. I'm a writer of 25 anni, teaching the bambinis with my guitar away. And this is what happened next. They told me you can't sit down. You've got to walk away. And did the action again. Walk away. You can't sit down, you've got to walk away. And that is discrimination, targeted profile and victimization, which I've seen in Arles and other places. So crazy George Orwell shit. And then I was really tempted to go to Amalfi. I found a really difficult camping position last night. Really difficult camping position. Really tough. I walked a long way out of the city. I'm like, where's the church I slept outside of the second night? Where is it? I think I made a wrong turn. And then I just had to keep on walking, like, I don't know, several kilometers. Checking the GPS, I saw, okay, there's some nature position in this position. Okay, I'll sleep there. But then when I got to that position, there's like a track with a small steps going up. Stairway to heaven. I'm like, what? But then there's fawns everywhere to get through. And eventually I got into a good position from going up from all this tricky section. Really tricky. And then I made it to that position and said, okay, set the alarm for 12 ore media for 10:30 a.m. But no, then change it to 11:30 a.m. after no sleep, 0.0 sleep the night before. Because of the stress from the discrimination that visibly took place in front of many witnesses, which is the only place in Italy I've seen other than Sheffield, in 97 places, 97 places. I'm like, what am I going to do? And I wake up this morning, I say, maybe I should just go straight away to Amalfi. But then someone else already told me that this is going to happen there too. You're going to be targeted, profiled, victimized, discriminated against, allies there too. I'm like, what out of all of these people, 128,000 people, somehow I'm the victim while I'm saying, Dio Bambini, God help the children, I bambini sono per dairy, è un miracolo, and specifically saying spatial vision. So the children walking past, they were already walking indietro backwards. And then it got even more crazy. After a long sleep, a really long sleep, which I really needed, I'm fucking exhausted, completely exhausted. I wake up in the position quite a long way out of the city, because I couldn't find the church I was going to sleep outside. I found the good position, beautiful position, got some nice photos, beautiful position, but challenging to get to that position, really tough. I could hardly walk, I was nearly falling asleep while I was putting my tent up. I'm like, be strong. And once I got in the tent on the mattressino, love you, Johnny, thank you so much. I'm sorry I've been robbed. Really, really sorry. Mi dispiace, really sorry. Again, sorry, Mum. Wasn't my fault. I just crossed the road to take a beer, which I already paid for, at a cafe, underneath the bright lights, in front of hundreds of people, and somehow nobody saw, heard, or felt anything wrong. It's nearly exactly the same as what happened in the Tower of Bello, while I placed my backpack and guitar underneath 3 cameras and many other cameras on the street, and somehow nobody at all on that side of the street saw, heard, or felt anything wrong. I've been talking about it since it happened 4.5 hours ago. Nobody said anything at all. No police at all. No police at all. I'm saying, hey, I've been robbed. Hey, I've been robbed. I've even checked the translation to say that in Italian. And I'm sitting here now, probably nearly 5 hours later, and no police are all to be seen. Even though I was told from this position yesterday and the day before to move from this position. Told walk away. Somebody's walked away with my guitar and my backpack while I'm saying all of what I've been saying and visibly teaching the children, which I let the policia know yesterday before they told me to walk away. You can't sit down, walk away in exactly this position. I came back here specifically, Campo de Fury, to defend my position because of that. And then, while I go to the toilet, I was maximum 2 minutes, maximum 2 minutes, underneath the bright lights, outside the Tim store, right here, in the city centre, in front of hundreds of people. Somehow, every single person on the other side of the street let someone pick up my guitar and backpack and walk away. And I've now taken 4 hours to try and be calm. Well, what should I do? And the reason it's so hard for me to do what I got to do, because I know Carl and Katie, you're on honeymoon. And that's exactly what's happened. Somebody's picked up my backpack and guitar and walked away in less than 2 minutes while I've gotten there, while hundreds of people and hundreds more people were walking through the city. And nobody's done anything wrong. And I've talked about it now for more than 4 hours, and still nobody's done anything at all. The police told me to walk away from this position 2 times. And yet somehow I talk about being robbed. The translation, I've already checked it. Masculine and feminine. I talk about that for more than 4 hours. I still sit in the same position. And every single cafe and bar in this position, no single police at all, as I talk about being robbed, as they saw clearly that I must have been. I've sat here for 9 hours today. 9 hours, more than that now. 9 hours today. I talk about it for more than 4 hours, and nobody has done anything at all. Now I've got nowhere to sleep, no tent, no mattress, no sleeping bag, no backpack, every single thing I've owned, and during exactly the same time, someone came over while I sat 20 meters away, right there on the other side, 20 meters on that side. Somebody came over and took the food I bought out of there. And then, while I sat in this position saying, well, what's going on? Now I've been robbed. Again. Check it like a bro. Un secondo.
Video?
Yeah, sì.
Oh, io cinema.
See, I'm like really busy. Scusa, bro. Later.
Scusa.
Check it like a... I gotta finish the video. Okay.
Finish video.
Poco tempo. A little bit later. See. A little bit later.
Okay.
10 minuti.
Okay.
Of course, I got to know some people too. Amico del Rialto right there. But somehow, after remember the time, 7:45. After 7 hours today of sitting here with my guitar case closed on this side, taking a beer, taking a cafe, taking one single Coca-Cola, I can cross to the other side of the street and take a beer I've already paid for in Bruno Cafe, right there. Walk back less than 2 meters later, sit at Bruno Cafe, and see that somebody's taken my guitar and backpack, where there was at least 300 people, trecento persona, sitting on that side of the streets. At least that. And several hundred other people moving through the city. Underneath the bright light right there at the Tim store, right there. Somehow somebody could do that. And I talked about it in Italian too.
EU number one is Salerno.
And nobody has done anything at all. While I sit here, Fredo. I'm like, cold. I said many times I should take out my scarf, I should take out the second hat, I should put on an extra layer. And now someone's robbed me in exactly the position in front of hundreds of people.
Salerno, no polizia, Salerno, l'Iraq, molto bella, Salerno number one mafia. Io capo mafia Salerno. Ciao.
And still, talking about it right now, nobody's done anything at all. No police anywhere to be seen. Even though I was told to move from this position 2 times, you can't sit down and walk away. And now I've been robbed of everything I own, other than the books I'm sitting on, and that bag right there, which somebody tried to rob from that 2 times too. I've moved my books inside of it, and I got nowhere to sleep at all. My tent's been taken, my matrosino's been taken, my home's been taken, while I'm teaching the bambinis, the children, and even letting the police know that that's what I'm doing in Italian with a translation yesterday, when I was still told, walk away, move away.
Palestine number one Palestine. Andiamo sul di Salerno, il Palestine, bambino aiuta, no coperta, Palestine number one, Salerno number one. Vaffanculo tutto Europa, vaffanculo tutto polizia Europa, mafia number one, io, Napolitan. Ciao.
Good job, bro. Or tomorrow. I understood most of that. Oh, well, that's interesting. So, here I am. I call this exactly what it is, which is exactly what I said at 2 ore e media, 9 ore e media ago, 9.5 hours ago. Can I sit down and be a writer, artist, poet, musician while teaching the children, the bambinis? And yesterday, ieri, I did a translation to say exactly that to the 2 police. My ex-wife was police, love you, Joe. Ultimate respect, love you, Agrigento, police, Paley. And somehow, even after I showed the translation in Italian, which I prepared in advance, I was still told you can't sit down, you've got to walk away. Why? Because I'm drinking a beer with this hand. I'm drinking a beer with this hand. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola with this hand. I'm smoking with this hand. I'm smoking with that hand. While sitting down as a writer of 25 years. I said in the translation, I'm a writer, scripto of 25 anni, teaching the bambinis with my guitar away. And they said exactly this. You can't sit down, walk away in English. That's yesterday. So, I went for the recovery in the forest. Well, not forest. Well, kind of forest. Small place. Maximum mission. Nearly fell asleep while walking. Nearly fell asleep while putting the tent up. Could hardly stand. Shall I sleep here? After no sleep at all, trying to recover from the exact previous day of exactly the same scenario. You can't sit down, walk away. And then, today, I've already said it. I sit here doing exactly the same for 9 hours. I call it Esperimento sociale. Check the translation. Esperimento sociale, posso, sedermi. Social experiment, sit down challenge. Can I do it? And here I am 9 hours later, sitting here, sitting there, drinking a beer with friends I've made, and hey, shakalagas. And then, in less than 2 minutes, probably only 1 minute, I walk from this side of the streets. Right there is the Tim store. Right there is the very, very bright lights. Just a quick toilet, maximum 1 minute in the toilet. Grab the beer I already paid for. Sit down days. Okay, I'll sit here for this one. Small beer, piccolo beer. And then look across to the side of the street and see that somehow, in front of hundreds and hundreds of people on that side, plus everyone walking past, underneath the bright lights outside the Tim store, right here, that someone could pick up my guitar and backpack and walk away with nobody saying here nothing anything at all. And now I'm getting close to 5 hours of talking about it and no police at all, even though I was told to walk away from this position 2 times, yesterday and the day before. Even though the police took cafe right there yesterday and today too. And I'm talking about being robbed in this position while they saw what happened in this position. They couldn't have not seen it. They were facing this way. Most were facing this way. I'm talking about it now for nearly 5 hours. Nobody has said anything at all. Zero have said anything at all. Nobody. And they're walking around, laughing and joking. While I'm talking about being robbed in this position. No police anywhere to be seen. Nobody has said anything at all. Hey, you okay? One person came over and said, here's €1. Just madness. So I'm left in exactly the same position as I was in the Sound of Valor, and Alex too. I've been robbed of my backpack and guitar while going to the toilet in front of many, many people in Mazzardo Vallo. That was underneath 3 cameras. Here's even more insane. I'm not exaggerating. On that side of the street was hundreds of people, and hundreds of people moving through the city too. But yet somehow in less than 2 minutes, I can go to less than 2 minutes, maximum 2 minutes. I can walk to the other side of the street right there, take a beer, decide I'll sit on that side of the street with my guitar and backpack against the wall, and somehow not one single person on that side of the street, single persona, decided to see here or feel anything wrong. Why haven't I called the police? I'm still talking about it 5 hours later. Hundreds of people were sitting right there. Nobody said anything at all. No police anywhere to be seen. Somebody walked away with my guitar and backpack while I went to the toilet and took a beer, 30 meters away? Underneath a bright light, outside the Tim store. And nobody has said, heard or felt anything at all from every single person on that side of the street. If they did, they alone on the Porto Masala didn't care. They just kept looking. And now I sit here talking about it in, not Fredo, a little bit Fredo, cold with the wind. Vendo, isn't it? Ah, damn, I forget. I've been robbed of my backpack and guitar while teaching children for 7 hours at that position, after clearly displaying that's what I'm doing to the police yesterday with a translation. That's what I'm doing, my guitar's away. No, you can't sit down and walk away. But yet somehow every single person on that side of the street let someone do that with my guitar and backpack too, while I went to that side of the street for a maximum of 2 minutes. And there wasn't just 1 or 2 people, there was hundreds and hundreds of people. And everyone on that side let that happen right in front of them. What should I do? Should I call the police? I didn't even want to make this video. Sorry, Carl, Ketsi, you're on holiday. Or on your honeymoon. Sorry, Mum, but that's exactly what's happened. I make this video now to let you know, because maybe you didn't understand Alice and Mazzardo Vallo, but this is exactly the same thing that happened in Mazzardo Vallo. I've gone to the toilet, changed position just a little bit, in front of many, many, many people, and they've let every single person on that side have sat down, watched someone pick up my backpack and guitar underneath the bright lights. Is there cameras? Should I call the police? They've already told me to walk away from this position twice. You can't sit here, walk away. Is there cameras? Is there? There was in Mazzardo Vallo too, loads. Is there cameras? Are they going to do anything? But yet, everybody on that side of the street, hundreds of people. I'm not exaggerating. Cafe was full. All of these cafes were full. There were many people. And I've sat here talking about it for 5 hours and nobody's done anything at all. Zero. They just don't care. What else is there to say? So now I'm in the same position I was in Alice, and the same position in the south of Alice too, where somehow, well, Alice, I was sleeping on the cold, dark streets. It was a bad position. I had an instinct that told me I shouldn't do it. And then I was robbed. Well, of everything else. Without a Vallo, outside the Monkey Bar 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago, underneath 3 cameras and many cameras on the street, nothing happened. And now I've only gone to the toilet and to take my next beer in front of hundreds of people, and hundreds moving through too. Hundreds of people moving through too. And yet somehow they've let someone pick up my guitar and backpack and walk away and done nothing at all. After I've been teaching the children the whole day, saying Mangiamo tu sfida sul schermo challenge. Esperimento sociale, Dio is bambini. I bambini possono vedere, è un miracolo. I'm saying all of this stuff all day for 7 hours in that position. Go to the toilet right there and to take my next beer that I already paid for, small beer. Sit down and see that in front of hundreds of people in all of the cafes too, and all of the bars, that every single person sitting on the other side let someone pick up my guitar and backpack, walk away underneath of bright lights, and did nothing at all. What should I do? They just don't care. Nothing else to say. I'm sorry for having to share this, Carl. Really am, Katie. Really am. But that's just what's happened. Exactly this position. It's nearly identical to what happened in the South of Vallo, only this time there were many more people sitting around. I walked to the toilets, right there, bright light right there, outside the Tim store, walk to the toilet, take my next beer that I already paid for, walk back, not even walk back, sit down, guitar and backpack gone, in front of hundreds of people and hundreds of more people moving through. So they saw someone pick up my guitar and backpack and did nothing at all. Talk about it for 5 hours, 5 ore. Nothing's happened at all. Zero. I took some time to be calm before saying that. Nothing's happened at all. No police anywhere to be seen while I'm reporting a robbery and letting them know it in Italian too, using Translate. Nothing's happened at all. Zero. Still sitting here. Nothing's happened at all. So the police want to tell me I can't sit down and walk. I can't sit down and play. I can't sit down with my guitar away teaching the children. But yet, while I report robbery in front of hundreds of people, nowhere to be seen. Zero. And yet they're walking around, laughing and joking. Great. I really need the toilet really badly. There's not much else to say. Been robbed again in front of hundreds of people. There's probably some cameras. No point in contacting the police. They probably don't even work. Outside the Tim store. Underneath a bright light. While crossing the road to go to the toilet and take a beer I already paid for. In the Bruno Cafe, right there. Come back outside, sit down, look across the road, backpack guitar gone, in front of hundreds of people. What shall I do? God bless.